Hello my precious friends, I really hope that you're doing great. Welcome to our today's class. It's our 18th lesson on a given Form 3 mathematics topic called Commercial Arithmetics 2. So we are looking at our 32nd example on income tax, which reads that a civil servant is provided with a house at a nominal rent of 700 shillings per month and is entitled to a personal relief of 600 shillings per month. If he should pay a total tax of 3,528 shillings per month, calculate part A of the question, his net tax in Kenya shillings per month. So we're going to start by highlighting the key information that you're given. So we are told that a civil servant is provided with a house at a nominal rent of 700 shillings per month. So we are given the nominal rent. The nominal rent was equivalent to Kenya shillings 700 per month, and is entitled to a personal relief of 600. So you are given a relief or a personal relief of Kenya shillings 600 per month. If he should pay a total tax of, so we are given the total tax. Remember, another name for total tax is what we call the gross tax. So the total tax or the gross tax is given by Kenya shillings 3,528 shillings per month. Calculate his net tax. So we need to get the net tax. The net tax, remember, a synonym for net tax is payee. So we can call it the net tax or the payee, which is always given by the gross tax. We take the gross tax, also called the total tax, then of course we less total relief minus the total relief. So the net tax that we need to find, or the pay, will be given by the gross tax, which is Kenya shillings 3,528. This is shillings per month, then minus the total relief. We are only given one relief, which is Kenya shillings 600 shillings per month. So you get the difference. You take 3,528 shillings per month minus 600 shillings per month. Your calculator should give you 2,928. This is shillings per month. Therefore, this is what we are calling the payee or the net tax. Next, we move to part B of the question, whereby you are being told that he is to find his taxable income in Kenya shillings per month. It's a question worth 5 marks. So in our table, we are given the monthly income in Kenyan pounds. Then, of course, we are given the rate in shillings for every 20. Shillings for every 20. So in order for us to get the taxable income, we need to have the gross tax, which we have already found in part A. So the gross tax we were given as 3,528 shillings per month. So we're going to perform our taxation. We're going to start with the first slab. So the first slab will be given by, so the amount is 342 shillings, then multiplied by the rate is 2 shillings. So we need to interpret this second part. So this part simply means that the person is being deducted a tax of 2 shillings for every 20 Kenya shillings that he's going to earn. So the person is paying a tax of 2 Kenya shillings for every that is for every 20 Kenya shillings that he's going to earn, for every 20 Kenya shillings that is being earned. So we'll ask ourselves, what about the 342 shillings that is being earned? Remember, whatever is coming from this side is in Kenyan pounds per month. So we'll ask ourselves, what about 342? Then, of course, this is money that is being earned. So the 342, the table was in Kenyan pounds, then it is monthly. So this one is in Kenyan pounds per month. So if a tax of 2 shillings is being deducted for every 20 Kenya shillings that is being earned, what about for 342 Kenyan pound per month that is being earned? Of course, if you do cross multiplication, you're going to end up with the Kenyan pound of 342. That is Kenyan pound per month, which is being earned. Then divided by the Kenya shillings 20, which is also being earned, then multiplied with a tax of 2 Kenya shillings. Now you realize that in this case, the Kenya shillings cannot cancel with the pounds. Therefore, we need to convert the Kenya shillings into pounds so that the two can cancel out. So we know that 1 Kenyan pound is equivalent to 20 Kenya shillings. Therefore, I'm going to convert these Kenya shillings into pounds. Therefore, it means that I'm going to have the Kenyan pound of 342. Then, of course, this was per month, which was being earned. Then we are going to divide with. So we are going to divide with. So we've clearly seen that 1 Kenyan pound will be equal to 20 Kenya shillings. What about 20 Kenya shillings? So of course, the 20 Kenya shillings will be equivalent to 1 Kenyan pound. This will be 1 Kenyan pound. So 20 Kenya shillings is equals to 1 Kenyan pound. So I'll have 1 Kenyan pound, of course, which is being earned. Then I'm going to multiply with a tax, multiplied by a tax of 2 Kenya shillings, so that the Kenyan pound and the Kenyan pound can cancel out, and will cancel out. It means that our answer will remain to be in Kenya shillings per month. Then of course we are going to multiply by 2, courtesy of this equation. So I'm going to multiply by 2. Then whatever answer that I'm going to get on this side must be in Kenya shillings per month. So this must be in Kenya shillings. Then of course per month, Kenya shillings per month. So from there, we are going to move to our second slab. So we need to move to our second slab. But before that, 342 multiplied by 2, your calculator is going to give you 684 Kenya shillings per month. We move to the second slab. So in our second slab, we're going to have, we'll subtract these two. That is the 684 minus 342. Of course, this will be 2, this will be 4, this will be 3. So we'll still get 342. Then multiplied by, to interpret this second part, this one simply means that a tax of 3 shillings is being deducted for every 20 Kenya shillings that is being earned. So we are having a tax of 3 shillings, which is being deducted for every 20 Kenya shillings that is being earned. Every 20 Kenya shillings that is being earned. So what about the 342? So what about 342? That of course is also being earned. So the 342 was in the units of the table, which was in Kenyan pounds per month. So this is Kenyan pounds per month. So we're going to do cross multiplication. So of course this will be, I will take Kenyan pounds of 342 per month, which is being earned, divided by the 20 Kenya shillings, which is being earned. Then of course multiply with a tax of 3 Kenya shillings. So clearly you can see that the Kenya shillings cannot cancel with the Kenyan pounds. Therefore, we know that 1 Kenyan pound is equals to 20 Kenya shillings. What about our 20 Kenya shillings? So it means that we're going to remain with the Kenyan pound, which is 342 per month, which is being earned, divided by the 20 Kenya shillings. The 20 Kenya shillings is equivalent to 1 Kenyan pound. So divided by 1 Kenyan pounds, which of course is also being earned, then multiplied with a tax, of 3 shillings. So the Kenyan pounds will cancel out. So clearly our answer will remain to be in per month, then of course in Kenya shillings. Then of course we're going to multiply with 3. So we'll multiply by 3, then our answer will be in Kenya shillings per month, which is similar to this Kenya shillings per month. So you take 342 multiplied by 3, your calculator will give you 1,026 shillings. Then you're going to move to the next tax slab or the tax bracket, which is our third slab. So we move to our third slab. Now in our third slab, we're going to subtract the two values. So we'll subtract the third slab, you're supposed to multiply by 4. Therefore, we'll subtract these two. That is 1,026 minus 684. So the difference is 2. This is 0. This will be 10. This will be 9. This will be 10. So this will be 4. Then, of course, this is 3. So we'll have 342, then multiplied by our tax rate in this particular band is 4. So we're going to take 342 multiplied by 4. Your calculator should give you 1,368 shillings. So as you do that, you're supposed to be checking with your gross tax so that it does not exceed our total tax or the gross tax. Therefore, we need to add these values. We need to add this one and check. So 684 added to this is 26, then 0, 1, then added to 1368. So this one is going to give us, this is 14, this is 18, carry 1, this is 10, 11, this is 17, carry 1, this is 10, carry 1, this is 3. So we are having 3,078. So you can check with our gross tax. So the gross tax was 3,528. So of course it has not, it is closer to the required value. So our gross tax, the gross tax is supposed to be the gross tax or the total tax, also called the total tax, is supposed to give us the following. Our gross tax should be the following. So it was the gross tax we were given on the question, which was 3528. So this was 3528. Then it was in Kenya shillings per month. So this is Kenya shillings per month. So you realize that if you add another slab here, for example, if I was to add this particular slab, the difference will be, if I add that slab, the difference will be, before that, there's something we had here. Yeah, if we were to add this slab, we'll have 1368. Then of course minus 1368 minus 1026. So this will be this is 2. Then of course this is 4. This will be 3. So we'll have 342 multiplied by 5. So if you take 342, if you multiply this one by 5, your calculator will give you the following. If you multiply by 5, this is 10 carry 1, 10 carry 1. Then of course this is 20, 21 carry 2. This is 8. That is this is 15, 16, 17. This will be 17. So if you take 684, then of course you add 10, 26. Then you add 1368. If you add it to 1710, if you add this value, you realize that you'll get an answer which is far much greater than the total tax of 3,052.8. If I perform the summation of these particular values, let me get the actual value. If you take 684, then you add to 1026, then plus 1368, then plus 1710, you'll get a total of 4,788. Realize that this particular amount is greater than our total tax. Therefore, this one is suggesting that the fourth slab should be the last slab. So we need to get the remaining amount in this particular slab. So our taxation, the taxation usually stops in the slab where the amount does not exceed the gross tax or the total tax. Now that we know that the fourth slab is supposed to be the last slab we are going to take, so the fourth slab we are supposed, the remaining amount, we usually take the taxable income, then of course minus the amount that is coming immediately above the last slab, which was so we stopped at this particular slab, so we'll pick this amount. So taxable income minus 1026. Remember we said this amount can also be gotten by adding these values. You can also add 342 plus 342 plus 342, which is the same as 342 multiplied by 123 multiplied by 3. So this is 6, this is 12 carry 1, this is 9, 10. You can see it is still 1026. So you can just pick the value which is above that, which is 1026. So because we had stopped at the third slab, you pick the amount on the third slab, which is 1026. Then the tax rate in the fourth slab, the tax rate was actually 5. So we are supposed to multiply this one by 5, then it should give us. So there is a certain amount that is supposed to be remaining here. So to get that amount, we are going to add these three values. So if you take 684 plus 1026 plus 1026, then plus 1368, 1368, you add these three values. This is 14, these two will give us 14, this is 18, 18 carry 1, this is 11, this is 17 carry 1, this is 10 carry 1, this is 3078. So this is giving us 3078. So to get the remaining amount here, we are supposed to subtract the 3078 from the gross tax. So I'm going to subtract here. Our gross tax was 3528. This amount here, 3528, then minus 3078. So this will be 0. I'll borrow 1 here. This is 4, 1. This is 5. This is 4. Then of course 0. So we're going to remain with 450. So it means the remaining amount here is 450. Now once you get that, we are going to pick this particular equation so that it can help us solve for the taxable income. So consider this equation here. Let's deal with that equation there. So if I pick this equation, I'm going to have taxable income, then minus 1026 multiplied by 5 being equal to 450. So to get the value of taxable income, I'll divide through by 5. I also divide through by 5 so that these two will cancel out. So taxable income minus 1026 will be equal to 5 here 1, 5 here 9, then 0. So this will be equal to 90. So that means our taxable income will be equal to 90 plus 1026. So you take 90 plus 1026, your calculator will give you 11, then 1, 6. Then of course, we said taxable income will always be in the units of the table. The table was in Kenyan pounds per month. So this one must also be in Kenyan pounds per month. Therefore, this was our taxable income. But the question wanted us to get the taxable income in Kenya shillings per month. So we just need to convert this one into Kenya shillings. We know that 1 Kenyan pound is equals to 20 Kenya shillings. So what about 11.16 Kenyan pound per month? So of course this will be over 1 Kenyan pound, then multiplied by 20 Kenya shillings. Therefore our taxable income, the taxable income will be equal to Kenya shillings. You take 11.16 multiplied by 20, your calculator will give you 22,320 Kenya shillings per month. Therefore, that's our taxable income. Then next we look at part C, whereby we are told that to find his net pay in Kenyan pounds per month if he repays a loan of 1,000 Kenya shillings per month. So of course, to get the net pay, we must have the total tax. That is the total deductions. So let's start by getting the total deductions. So the deductions, of course, the first deduction is always the payee, or what we are calling the net tax. The net tax. Then of course you add other deductions plus other deductions. So this will be equal to, we check our payee in Kenyan shillings per month. So our payee, we are having the gross tax. The payee, we got it in part A of the question. Our payee was 2928. 2928. So this is Kenya shillings 2928. This was in Kenya shillings per month. Then plus we are given a loan, which is a deduction of Kenya shillings 1,000 per month. Then plus there was also something else we were given. We were given a nominal rent. Remember that a nominal rent is money being deducted from the pocket of the employee. So a nominal rent is a deduction, which was 700 Kenya shillings per month. So plus Kenya shillings 700 per month. So this will be equal to, you take 2928 plus 1,000 plus 700. Your calculator should be able to give you 4,628 Kenya shillings per month. Therefore, to get the net pay will be given by, to get the net pay, we usually take the taxable income, then we less total deductions minus total deductions. So this will be equal to taxable income. We had already gotten it in part B, which was 22,320. So this was Kenya shillings 22,320. Then of course per month. Then minus total deductions. We already have it here, which is Kenya shillings 4,628 shillings per month. So 22,320 minus 4628, your calculator will give you Kenya shillings 17,692 shillings per month. Therefore, this is what we are calling the net pay. Of course, it is a net monthly pay in Kenya shillings per month. So this will be our final answer. Thank you very much for accompanying me until the end of this particular lesson. I don't take it for granted. In case you're new to the channel, kindly hit the subscribe button and also turn on the notification bell so that whenever I upload a new video, you'll get notified. Until next time, this is Kind Tuition Academy. Thank you very much.